Alright, hello, welcome to part 2 of Let's Learn to Play XCOM. I'm going to assume in this video that you know what all these buttons do, that you have no issues with the UI. If that is incorrect, then you should go back and watch part 1, where I explain all the buttons. But in part 2 we're going to learn basics of gameplay, so basically you can get into XCOM and do what you need to do without being completely confused. If you want to figure out all this stuff on your own, you're more than welcome to try, but I'm just going to give you the very basics of gameplay, which I'm not going to really spoil anything, or give you any advanced tactics. We'll let you figure those out on your own. But we're going to start with the tactical battle, because this is where we left off in the last video, even though you're going to be first confronted with the geoscape, the globe we saw, so that's the first thing you're going to have to worry about. But eventually you'll get into a battle, and then you'll have to do things. So, the first thing you need to understand is that it's almost always a good idea to reserve time units for an auto shot, or any sort of shot really, but since the auto shot's a good compromise between time units and accuracy, you'll typically want to reserve. And that's because during the enemy turn, if an alien sort of walks by in your view, maybe there's an alien behind this hedge, and it walks out in front of Olga Roman, if she has enough time units and her reaction is high enough, so here's her reaction score, 60 is actually pretty good, and her reaction's high enough, she will shoot at that alien that she sees. So she'll fire, and if you save enough for 2 shots, she'll fire 2 shots. If you save enough for 3, she'll fire 3, etc., etc. But basically it's called reaction fire, and that's very important because you don't want to get caught with your pants down while the aliens are attacking. So you click this button and you reserve some time units, and so let's move out. Moving out of the Skyranger is always going to be very dangerous. The Skyranger actually has windows on the side. It doesn't look like it, but it does. So you can turn your men out and look out the side. So now we have views of the surrounding area, which we wouldn't normally have. You see mine are already turned. We'll talk about how to get that in part 3 of this video, but now we're in part 2 and we're just learning tactics. So look out the side of the Skyranger and then send somebody out front. It's good if you have it arranged so your rookies are at the front, or even better, so a tank is at the front. We'll talk about tanks later. Somebody expendable, because chances are when you go down this ramp you're going to get shot. Someone's going to shoot you, and typically when you get shot you're going to die, because they're aliens and they're just going to kill you. So send somebody expendable down, they'll get shot, they'll die, then you send somebody else down, and hopefully they don't get shot. If they do get shot, well, that's okay. We've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and basically the idea is that you have to get out of the Skyranger. You don't want to sit here forever, because if an alien lobs a grenade in there, everybody dies. Or a stun bomb, and then everybody gets stunned, and then everybody dies. So, get out of the Skyranger, and immediately when you... immediately when you get out of the Skyranger, look around. It's good to do a 360 sweep, because they're going to be aliens. And here we see an alien, you click on this little button, it'll just go straight to him, and this is a sectoid. You're going to fight a lot of these, but I'm not going to reveal too much about what the enemies do. You can figure that out on your own. But immediately when you spot an enemy, you want to take care of him, but you see this guy's facing away from me. It means I can move around, and he's probably not going to do anything. He's got to see me to do reaction fire, so unless he's got friends hiding somewhere who see me, we're going to be fine. So we can move around. If I shoot at him, though, he's going to turn around and probably shoot at me, because he's almost certainly got the time unit saved for reaction fire. So we got to get ready and make our choice about what we want to do before we start shooting anybody. You can check your sort of firing accuracy on all your people and sort of pick somebody who's most likely to make the shot. 60 firing accuracy, that's pretty good. And, well, I'll just show you basically what happens when the fighting starts. Here's a fun tip. You can jump off the edge of the ramp and move down. So, like I said, you want to disperse, and you want to clear out the aliens right around your landing site so you have some breathing room. And now we are going to start shooting at this guy. You have to decide in what order you're going to do things, right? Because you have these time units, limited time units for all your people on the Skyranger, and you can either start shooting like with these people, and then once you've dealt with the alien, move these guys out, or you can move everybody out and get them situated and then start taking your shots, and that's a lot of tactical choices you're going to have to make, and I'm not going to solve those for you. But the order in which you move people can end up being extremely important tactically, so you always got to keep that in mind. So, let's try and take this guy out. Oh shit. Luckily he does not have high enough reactions to shoot back at me, so we're going to try again. dipshit. Alright, so we're good. And now we want to survey the area, make sure we're going to be safe-ish. This is a big wide open area and we're good, unless somebody's hiding in here. And it can happen. You play XCOM enough, there will be fuckers hiding everywhere. So never assume that this thing is empty. So unless there's somebody there, we're safe sort of in this direction for quite a while. But here's the UFO. And especially if you're fighting a landed UFO, one that you didn't shoot down, you're almost guaranteed that there's going to be aliens in there. It's not 100% sure, but typically some aliens are going to be hanging out in the UFO. So I have to worry about that, but they usually don't come out of the UFO for at least a few turns. But it looks like most of the danger area is going to be this barn, and then maybe sort of over in these fields. I have actually a fence protecting me from aliens walking too close in this direction, and sort of they gotta go through these hedgerows if they want to get to me, really. So all these terrain features cannot be bypassed. You gotta blow them up or walk around them. So that's good to know. So it looks like we're going to be able to spread out without too much trouble and establish a perimeter around the Sky Ranger. And you just want to spread your people out and get them safe from being attacked. And that is that. You'll notice I'm stopping even before I run out of time units, or even before I get to the sort of reserved time units for a lot of these people. The more time units you reserve, the more shots you can fire during the enemy turn. So my guys are still a little clumped up. A grenade in here would probably kill everybody, but you want to start moving out with all due alacrity. And this guy's got a rocket launcher, so let's just get him out here. Alright, and end turn. Hidden movement. Where are the aliens? We don't know. We're doing pretty well so far. So once you've spread out and secured the landing area, you're going to want to have to choose a direction to move in. You can spread out and sort of try and take over the whole map, and if you have enough people, that may be worth trying, but I think a better tactic is usually to try and concentrate all your firepower in one area. You find the enemies and then kill the enemies, but you don't spread yourself too thin. So the important thing to remember is that aliens can be coming from any direction except the edges of the map, which is why it's important to find them. And so you should always have scouts hanging out in the back to be ready for the aliens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a few people here, and the rest of these people are going to swing around behind the barn, because that looks like the plan. So you're going to stay, you're going to stay, you're going to stay, I guess. And the rest of you are moving out. One quick trick is that if a person is off screen when you tell them to move, they'll sort of teleport to the edge of the screen, then spend the rest of their time moving. So that just saves you a bit of time watching people walk around. And you notice I'm not saving any time units. This is because the chances of an alien walking around here are fairly low, and I'm pretty much just gambling that nobody's going to show up. I made a big mistake. I should look through this window. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's fucking aliens everywhere. So you can see through windows and you can shoot through windows, but your shots have a slightly higher chance of missing because they can always hit the walls and stuff if they go sideways. I guess they don't have a higher chance of missing. So now we got to deal with this guy. Here's an important tip. Everything in XCOM is destructible. Not everything. The Sky Ranger is actually made out of some pretty good stuff, and so is the alien spacecraft, but like these brick walls, these hedges, I thought these were sandbags for the longest time. They're brick walls. These walls, basically everything can get blown up. So in fact, let's try and demonstrate this. I try and shoot this guy, so there's no line of fire, right? But if I try and shoot the wall, I can do that, although actually this rifle is not powerful enough to do real damage to that wall. So I gotta choose what I want to do. Akinori Shoji is gonna get one shot at this alien, and then he's not going to have any other option. If this guy walks up to the window, he can probably shoot basically all these people, so I think we're going to have to try and shoot him, and Akinori might bite it, but whoa, you're not, well, your firing accuracy is 59, but apparently it's very shitty. Whatever. Well, he hit, but he didn't kill, and wow, he's unconscious. So one important thing is to learn how to use med kits. When your people get stunned, what happens is here's your health bar, and when you walk into smoke, or you get hit by a stun bomb, or you take damage, this will fill up with a little gray meter. Obviously you can lose health too when you just get shot, but when it fills up with a gray meter, that's your sort of fatigue or stun or something, and when this goes up full, you fall unconscious, and that's pretty self-explanatory. But with a med kit, if you equip a med kit over here, walk over the unconscious person, use the med kit, and then inject stimulant, it will sort of reduce their unconscious meter and they'll come back to life. So that's very important if you want to get your people back into the game. Medkits can also heal people. You walk over someone who's wounded, or you walk over to someone who's wounded, use the medkit and use it on them. And what's the third thing the medkit can do? I'm not sure if it can do a third thing. But we haven't researched medkits yet, so this guy's going to be unconscious the rest of the game. And in fact, he might die. He's been shot and he likely has fatal wounds. When you get some fatal wounds, these start, I think, ticking off from your health. So let's say I had 1 fatal wound each turn, I would lose 1 health, I believe. And of course, when your health hits 0, you're dead. So that's not good. So he's dead. And we're going to have to get to this alien somehow. We're going to task Carl Crosset. He's going to get close, but not move in yet. One more. And I think I can spare 1 more person. Well, no, you need to watch over this way. Yeah, I'll spare 1 more person. We only need 1 person watching the UFO, I guess. So here we go. And luckily yep, he's dead. Luckily the alien chose to walk out of the barn. And we're good to go. So there's one tactic that's very, very important in XCOM that it's sort of the bread and butter of fighting. And it's utilizing a spotter and a shooter. So everyone has a sight range. For example, Jacqueline Collignon can see sort of over to here, it looks like. And anything beyond here she can't see, but she can shoot over here if she wants. If I aim here and fire, she'll just shoot off into the black. She's not going to hit anything because there's nothing there, but she can fire. And so if I had Gerard Bouchard over here, another French guy, and he was hanging out here and he saw some alien over here, even though it's technically outside of her sight range, and if you click on her you wouldn't see a little alien spotted thing, you could still move over to the alien and manually tell her to fire at it. So sort of Gerard would be spotting for Jacqueline. And that's very important because typically if you're out of sight of the alien, if the alien's out of your sight, you're probably out of the alien's sight, which means reaction fire won't trigger. They won't shoot back at you because you're shooting from so far away. Your accuracy is less, I believe, at that range, but it's worth it not to take return fire. So typically what you'll want to do is you'll want to move a scout forward, have a firing line set up behind, and then when the scout sees somebody, the scout can retreat a bit so they don't risk getting spotted by the alien, and then the rest of the firing line can shoot at that alien. So that's sort of the basic tactic that you're going to want to be using, and I'll let you discover more complex tactics. And this is tactically perhaps not the greatest idea, but in the interest of teaching people things, we're going to learn grenades now. Grenade, first you prime a grenade, and you choose how many turns you want it to detonate in. Let's go for 1 turn. And then you have to throw the grenade, and until you throw the grenade, he's not actually going to pull the pin. So prime actually means prime when you throw it, because you can walk around with this all day and you'll be fine. And that's helpful because you can prime the grenade beforehand and then just deal with it when you want to deal with it. So we know there's an alien around this corner, and I guess I'm going to try and nail him with this grenade. And this is actually dangerous because if this guy gets shot, he'll drop the grenade and it'll blow up. But these 2 people can... Oh, shit. Okay, it's Alien City in here. And sometimes the only thing to do is to unload on them with all you can. And I can't shoot. So I have to be over here in this death location. Motherfucker. Notice the second shot's the one that killed him. The aliens, well, these guys aren't wearing armor. They sort of go, they're nudists. It's a thing with them. But everyone can sort of resist shots. There's a very complicated formula for how much damage shots do. Basically, all you have to know is the aliens are typically going to kill you in 1 shot before you get armor. And against weak little sectoids, you're typically going to kill them in a shot or 2 with your starting weapons. Yeah, 2 did it for that one too, so we're looking pretty good. And I don't think there are any more tactics I'm going to need to teach you in the tactical battle, because those are sort of the basics. You know how to use medkits, sort of. I vaguely explained it. You know how to use grenades, vaguely. You can attack ground, so basically just aim and fire at a location where there's nothing, and your soldier will shoot, and they can miss or they can hit just like normal, and that's useful for something like this rocket launcher. I can fire sort of at this wall, and he'll shoot at the wall, and it'll blow up. And, those are, very basic tactics. And eventually, when we do part 3, we're going to learn how to open doors by right-clicking on them. If I had a person standing here, I could right-click on this door, and it would open. Otherwise, you're going to have to walk through a door to open it. So, those are the basics for the tactical battle. I might do a 4th video in which I go over more advanced tactics and stuff like that. But until then, I think you are good to go, and you're ready to fight aliens at spacecraft that have landed or that have been shot down. So, next up, we're going to learn how the geoscape works. But I have to finish this battle first, so I'm going to stop recording here and keep doing commentary, and I'll put up a video later with the rest of this battle. Alright, now that we've learned all about the tactical map, we're going to learn about the geoscape and some basic strategies and tactics that should get you through your first few games of XCOM so that you can lose for other reasons rather than not knowing what the fuck you're doing. So there's a few things you want to always have in your mind going on. Number 1, does my base need any improvements? What's going on here? Typically, you want to build those are living quarters, you want to build general stores in your bases so that you have enough space for stuff. Remember, you can click on base information and see how full your stores are. See, I'm 50 out of 50, that's very bad. That means I can't have any more items in this base. It's full up of shit. And in fact, now that my Skyranger is back, let's check our, where's my, oh right, my shit. So what do I got here? Oh, thankfully I brought back the alien stuff, but if you're full up on your general stores, then you won't be able to bring back any alien goodies or anything like that. So let's sell off some of these plasma pistols, because I don't think I need them. You always want to keep at least one of every sort of alien thing so that you can research it, but the rest you can sell off. So like these 4 sectoid corpses, I don't need them. They're going to make sushi out of them in Japan. So make sure you have enough general stores built to keep things going. And remember, since it's going to take like 20 days for it to build anything in your base, you need to be thinking ahead. So general stores, number 1, you want to build those right off the bat. Number 2, right off the bat, build some living quarters. You're going to want to purchase, or I guess it's recruit, you're going to want to purchase scientists and engineers and even soldiers pretty soon. You're going to want more of all 3 of these. They're very important to have, and of course you're going to need living quarters to get those guys, because you start off with, well, I have 76 out of 50, we're going to learn about that in the 3rd video, but you're going to start with very few people, so right off the bat you need more of those, and you need more living quarters for them. 3rd, you want alien containment. Pretty soon you're going to want to start trying to capture live aliens, and sometimes you do that by accident. You shoot at them and you knock them out instead of killing them. And if you don't have alien containment, they're just going to die. You're going to bring them back on the Skyranger, they're going to get out of the Skyranger, they're going to walk through the base, you're going to be like, I brought an alien back, and your scientists are going to be, that's fantastic, and then you're going to stand there and they're going to look at each other and you're going to be like, oh shit, we can't just let this thing walk around, so then somebody's going to shoot it. And that's no good, so you need alien containment to keep them safe and sound. Aside from that, what other facilities we got going here? There's nothing you have to sort of... Oh, of course, workshops and laboratories. So, when you're researching... Let's make a new project. This one's tough. Let's go for alien alloys. When you're researching, you have your scientists and you have lab space. You can't assign more scientists than you have lab space first. So for each scientist you assign, that's 1 lab space you assign. So I'm going to allocate 50 scientists to this, and you see I need 50 lab space. So if I want to research more stuff, not only do I need to buy more scientists, I need to buy more laboratories. And same thing for manufacturing. If we want to build some laser pistols, we can assign engineers, but each engineer takes up a workspace, and then you can tell them what to build. And they're going to build 30 laser pistols. Alright, can't have enough laser pistols. Let's actually change our research a bit. Down to 25 scientists, and I would also like laser rifles. So those are the things you need to worry about building. Don't build any laboratories or workshops until you want to bump up to the next level. And it's expensive to bump up to the next level, because for each scientist you purchase, each engineer you purchase, not only will it cost money to hire them, why do I say purchase? You're recruiting, you're hiring people. Not only will it cost money to hire them, but if you go to monthly costs on your base, look, you're paying their fucking salaries. That's ridiculous. We're fighting off aliens and these guys are so... 25,000 per month? Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I guess that explains how they can develop laser weapons out of nothing in 1999 in like a month or two. No, not even a month. It takes them a few days. So, well, I guess they earned their salary. Soldiers, though, I'm not sure why we're paying them so much. They're just gonna die anyways. I'm not sure what they need the money for. So that's great. The other thing, a lot of people like to build large radar systems right off the bat. So the thing is, here's our base. It's got a little radar, and it can detect UFOs sort of, I don't know, here, whatever. We can learn about that later. You can look that up yourself. But so, if you don't have bases covering the areas of the world, or you don't have radars that have large things, large radiuses, if you can't see far around your bases, you're going to miss UFOs. So right now there's probably fucking UFOs like abducting people from Mexico, and I don't give a shit. I don't even know, because I'm not over there. So right now there's no way I could even know that. Even if I built a large radar over here in Germany, I'd be fucked. It wouldn't reach all the way. So if I want, I can build a base over in Dallas. Let's actually go to Austin. Does anyone know where Austin is? The game sure doesn't. But the game does know that there's nothing in the fucking middle of America that anybody needs to give a shit about. It's good to build a second base fairly early to get coverage of the whole world, and especially because, if we go to our funding tab, the other thing you need to be worrying about is money. Well, another thing is money. Right off the bat, you see $6 million bucks a month? That can't be right. $6 million bucks, maybe a month, is coming from all these countries, and you get money based on how happy these countries are with your progress. And if there's aliens landing in the countries, they're not going to be happy. And of course, to stop aliens from landing there, you're going to have a base there. So you see we have $3 million, and it's fairly expensive to build a base. To build a base, you gotta build a new base. And it's 800,000 here, 800,000 here, 800,000, okay, well, eventually it's not gonna... There, see, 600,000 in South America, 800,000 in North America, 600,000 in the Pacific. Bases can vary quite a bit. 750 in Southeast Asia, 650 in North Africa, 550. Ooh, Southern Africa's a pretty good deal. What's India? Ooh, India's cheap as hell. I guess they got some nice labor there. Australia, of course, very expensive, lots of unions. So your bases can vary in cost quite a bit, but it's good to have bases at your two big funding sources. So one in Europe, cover a lot of bases there, and then a lot of people go for Japan. Japan gives you a lot of money, and North America gives you a lot of money. So let's try and protect the United States and South America. Americom. And now you have to select a position for your access lift. This base is potentially going to have hangars eventually, and hangars take up 4 squares. Hangars are where your ships hang out, so I'll just stick an access lift there. And immediately off the bat, let's get some living quarters, and let's get a workshop. So I like to establish a sort of manufacturing base soon, because another way to make money, rather than getting it from your funders, is to sell stuff. And you'll notice not only can I sell, whoop, wrong base. Not only can I sell the stuff that I have lying around, but I can sell, well, I don't have any laser pistols yet, but I'm making laser pistols, and once those are made, I can sell them. So eventually you can start making money. You can just bypass the people funding you and just build your own stuff and sell it on the black market. I don't know who you're selling laser cannons to, but probably warlords in Africa or something oppressing their populace. So here's another thing. Right off the bat, when the game starts, you're probably going to want to buy a tank/cannon or a tank/rocket launcher. I'm going to go with a cannon, that's cheaper. And, well, I don't have space for it. And a shit ton of ammo, so cannon, shells, or rockets. The reason you want a tank is because a tank is more replaceable than a... Well, I say that, but it's not true. Soldiers are pretty replaceable too. But a tank is nice because you don't feel bad when it dies, and it's got some armor. So that's a good thing to buy right off the bat. So now we've learned what should you buy right off the bat. Tanks. What should you build right off the bat? Some living quarters, some general stores. What should you do? Research and manufacture as soon as possible. What should you research? Well, you have medkits, laser weapons, and I guess motion sensors available to you right off the bat. I would say medkits or laser weapons are your best bet. Probably laser weapons. And from then on, it's up to you to discover the tech tree. We've learned what we should build. Oh shit, am I detecting somebody? No, that was just my game freezing up while the music changed. What else? So those are the basics. You want to probably go through all your soldiers. Mine have special renaming things. We'll learn about that in part 3, but you're going to want to go through all your soldiers and check their stats. And what a lot of people do is rename their people based on what their stats are. So if this guy's firing accuracy is 55, I could put like fairly good. What you really want to look at is firing accuracy, reactions are the two big ones. And strength is how much stuff they can carry, so that's nice to know, but in the third video we'll learn how to see that on the loadout screen so you don't have to worry. But these are the two big ones. This will determine obviously how accurate you are when shooting, and this will determine how good you are at getting reactions or shots. And those are important, because if you're saving time units, you want to be able to shoot the enemies while it's going. So like this guy's got 30 reaction, this guy's got 59, so he's much better. I guess that's what the /R means. Like I said, we'll learn about these later, but I'm not entirely sure what they mean. I haven't gotten used to them yet. So these little things, these slightly lighter parts, these are added on because he got promoted. So this guy got 2 kills last mission, and because of that he got promoted, and now his skills are going up. So as your soldiers get promoted and stuff, their skills will go up. This guy's skills went up. That's fantastic. So you want to keep people alive as difficult as it's going to be. So last thing is the Sky Ranger. You go to Equipped Craft and you click on your Sky Ranger. You really want to make sure this is kept loaded up and ready to go, because when the aliens hit, you're going to want this Sky Ranger ready. So you see space available 8. That's not good. I only have 6 people on the Sky Ranger right now. I could fit another 8 people, or another 4 plus a tank, which takes up 4 spots. So you want your Sky Ranger basically loaded. There's no reason to have empty space in it, and you want to make sure it's got the equipment it needs to succeed on the mission. Nothing is worse than manufacturing a bunch of laser rifles and leaving them at home instead of on the Sky Ranger. And eventually you'll have armor and you can outfit these people in armor, but right now they're just wearing underwear and so that's unfortunate for them, but kind of funny for us. So those, I believe, are the basics of the Geoscape. You're gonna want to kind of just chill until you find some UFOs. You speed up the time and you hope some UFOs are screwing around in here. Now that our general stores are done, we can purchase the tank and a lot of cannon shells. The reason I'm purchasing a lot of cannon shells is because I can never remember how many you load it with. I think it's like 50. And if you don't have enough cannon shells to load the tank, it's not going to let you load it on the Sky Ranger. But you'll get used to these little quirks, and sooner or later you'll be done. And the cannon shells, of course, are easier. They're more in stock from Amazon, so you get those before you get the tank. Research is done, and we're done with the laser rifle. So now we can allocate more research. Let's go for medkits and put 15 people on that, and then let's put the rest of these people on the alien alloys. And then also when you're done, you can allocate manufacturers. So we're going to stop this production and just make laser rifles. And in fact, I'm going to put all my engineers, and I'm going to say make infinite laser rifles. And your game won't have that until we get to part 3, which I keep promising, but it'll be sweet. And wow, second time we have found a UFO on the ground. I'm not really ready to go because I only have 6 people, but that's too good of an opportunity to pass up because we want to hit it while it's landed. Now we're going to intercept, and I think you've learned everything you need to know about the geographic view. Part 3 we're going to learn into making the game run on modern systems, and maybe I'll make a part 4 where I go into more specific strategies instead of just saying, build some stuff. Maybe I'll give away some spoilers so that you learn sort of how to get to be an XCOM pro, which I am not, but I can talk about it, and these guys are pretty close to Madrid. What's down here in Spain? Something good. I don't know. But join me next time when I try and figure out how to record my desktop with Fraps.